She's deep in the red figures, Montalina. They're racing. Oh, she stood there flat-footed at the start. Montalina had missed it. And Wee Ripper's the first to go. Strike Force and also Fancy Fox come across now to share the lead. And Fancy Fox is going to take it up early after that early setback for Montalina, who'd found herself last. Strike Force going to take on Fancy Fox. Arnie's Boy moving to third. Wee Ripper fourth. Aconite on the move around them now. Turner looking to get up. One off the fence after they settle. Further back about midfield early on is Scintillating. Stormy Ruler three deep. Boys get around him. Down on the inside between those Astronomite and the Hot Pot who dawdled out of the gates. Montalina back last of all, and we didn't expect this to be in the script. At the 950, they're leaving the back. Strike Force is the pacemaker by one Aconite. Over on the inside, third, Fancy Fox. Arnie's Boy enjoying a good trip here mid-race. Then back on the inside, Wee Ripper covered by Scintillating. Stormy Ruler three wide, and then Astronomite. Boys get around him, and a length and a half to Montalina with the job in front of her as Strike Force heads past the 650. Coming along the side of the course, Strike Force by more than a length. Aconite on the rails to Fancy Fox with Arnie's Boy prominent. Scintillating's going up between Wee Ripper trying to extricate off the fence, and Stormy Ruler, who's now flushed four deep, being followed further back by Astronomite. Boys get around him, and the favourite last of all, Montalina, coming to the outside, balancing at the 300. Strike Force challenged by Aconite. Arnie's Boy is still there. Further back then, Montalina. Look at her coming home now. She's got a head full of steam and she's rocketing from the back of the field. Montalina in a couple of giant bounds, ranged up with Wee Ripper. There's a win. What a victory. Montalina got home from Wee Ripper. Aconite, Arnie's Boy, photo for third from Strike Force. Fancy Fox, boys get around him. Scintillating, Astronomite, and Stormy Ruler has peaked to finish back there at the tail. Montalina. Number 4, Montalina, giving Chris Parnham the third leg of a treble. He'd be thrilled with that win. So would trainer Darren McAuliffe, who again teams up with Chris and Montalina, who didn't step well out of the gates. She jumped awkwardly, missed it, and he didn't rush her. He then just decided to get her composed and relax back there. Knew that he had a nice one under saddle, and then brought her from last right to the outside, and hasn't she finished off brilliantly. Super victory. Her third in 10 by Rubik from Karora Blue. For impressive racing, L. Thomas Armorino, Pete Antonis, C. Grover, J. Crone, C. Glass, BK, Dr. BK, L. Phoenix, S. Freeman, L. O'Connor, S.E. Phoenix, M. Franchini, M. Griffiths, J. McGill, J. Mast, H. Money. And gets the money here, Montalina, for trainer Darren McAuliffe, a double for that yard, 3 for Chris Parnham, and a breathtaking last to first win. Minor placings coming to hand. Wee Ripper, number 11, will get second, ridden by Sean O'Donnell, and it's a photo for third between Arnie's Boy and Aconite. But a fabulous victory there by Montalina, though, after the running of the Mrs. Max handicap. It's 4:11 and a photo. 4:11 and a photo for third. So we'll get to Brittany Taylor next and gather the thoughts of trainer Darren McAuliffe after the start there, and then what she produced at the back end, more importantly. As we head to race 6, the happy 60th birthday Ron Gajewski handicap. The man better known as Jug Gajewski in race number 6 at 5 after 3. Field of 15, one of the bigger fields today here at Belmont Park. No changes as we still stand by for third and fourth. We won't hold up the trainer nor Britt as the numbers come up. It could be a dead heat, but we'll confirm that as far as third goes between numbers 2 and 6, Aconite and Arnie's Boy. It is a dead heat for third, confirmed. 4:11, dead heat third, 2 and 6. More details soon, Brittany, as we take it down there to you. And that was some kind of a win.
It was definitely a big win, and I have Darren McAuliffe with me now. Darren, how's the heart rate, and run us through the emotions throughout the run?
Yeah, we didn't expect to be in that position, that's for sure. But look, Chris composed himself and allowed her to just sort of switch off and relax. didn't get too itchy trigger fingered, which, like in that position you probably can on a $1.60 pop or whatever, and just allowed her to sort of wind up, track in, and she's, we know how good she is, and I wasn't surprised she could cover them because they bunched up at the corner and she didn't have a huge amount of ground to make up, but a bit bemused by how she ended up where she ended up.
Obviously, it's fair to say that wasn't plan A. Obviously, when you all of a sudden a jockey has to go to plan B, plan C. As a trainer watching in the stands, you're watching the TV, and you mentioned a jockey can often get itchy fingers and want to go. Are you just saying, no, just stay there, be patient here, Chris?
Well, I think you have to in that situation. But look, to Chris's credit, he's an outstanding rider and he's in outstanding form, and he knows what to do in those situations, and he had full confidence in the horse that she'd be able to cover him. So, kudos to Chris.
Did you have full confidence in the horse, knowing the amount of ground she had to make up?
No, I don't think she actually had that much. You watch the replay of the corner; they really did bunch up, and he hadn't flushed wide, which was probably the secret. She was on the back of Stormy Ruler, I think, which did flush wide and sort of try to go a bit early, and he just sort of waited till she balanced up just before he straightened. He gave her a bit of a rub, and she did the rest. So,
well done on the win.
Thank you.
Darren McAuliffe after the victory of Montalina, and Chris Parnham, he brings up the milestone. It's win number 600 of his career, and he's catching up with Scott.
600 more in the next few years too, Britt. I've got Chris with me after the win of Montalina. Chris, what happened out of the gates?
Yeah, she was just in a bit of a mood, like she can be in, and had a halter on her in the gates, which is used for so that barrier tenders don't get on her mouth behind the barriers, and then it was a bit of a struggle getting that off, and she was sort of throwing herself around a bit in the barriers, and then, she just didn't jump.
Now, I know you quite well, and I know the word panic isn't in your vocabulary, but when the gates open like that and you miss it away, you're $1.60. Is it tempting to try and fire up the fence, or what goes through your mind?
Oh, every circumstance is different, but definitely the first 100 metres I was thinking, oh no, but then once we got into the back straight, like the tempo of the race was good, and I was sort of following Astronomite and didn't think that was the worst horse to be tracking in the race, and I was actually pretty confident once I passed 1,000 that the race was being run to suit from where I was.
What about in the next race, Mylena? You pick up the ride there. Probably don't know much about her, but did you watch a replay, and what did you think?
Yeah, I actually ridden it once before and hit the line very good. Blinkers are on, so you never know.
Good luck, Chris. Well done.
Thank you.
Talina, for the people that took the shorts, $1.55. There were a few nervous moments when she missed away, but she was too good in the end. 4.11 in that dead heat for third. 2 and 6 from race number 5 at Belmont. And everyone, get ready, because Regal Power and Arcadia Queen only 3.5 minutes away at Caulfield.
'Cause I don't wanna be